Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer Somoza and today we're going to be drawing a flowing chiffon dress just like this one. In this opportunity, this video is dedicated to all my friends that love to draw some fashion dresses and sketches, especially Hattie, who asked me so kindly how to do a flowing dress. Well, Hattie, this is what I actually do. I start first by drawing a fashion figure in the middle of the page. Of course, you need to think what the best pose for this lady is, so it can represent better the features of the dress. In this case, it's going to be a big skirt flowing all over the place, and I think the best way to draw it will be a front angle, so maybe with her hands on the waist, so you can appreciate the entire skirt. Now, when we start the design process of a dress, we not only have to think about the shape this dress will have on the body, but we also have to think about the fabric we're going to use to create that shape. What works better, if it is functional or not, and how it is going to be sewn together, so we know where to place seams, details, or finishes. As you can see here, I draw like a rapid V shape to represent the ruche folds that are created between the neckline and the waistband seam on the waist. The more ruche we have, the lighter and softer our fabric is. Here you can see how I draw the waistband detail with very dense folds being ruched by different layers of elastic seams, which is what we generally do when we want to create a more structured shape but flexible enough so you can put it on. And to create that flowing, delicate movement that we want on the skirt, we have to use a lightweight material like chiffon, organza, fabrics that are generally made of silk and have the particularity of being lifted by the wind. To draw this effect, I am going to use the same technique I did for the neckline, but this time is like a turnaround V or U shape along the skirt from the waist to the hem, maybe some halfway, some bigger than the others, and some shorter ones near the waist. And I am going to draw the hem of the skirt with gentle wavy lines, so it actually looks like it is moving with the breeze, maybe lifting the sides slightly. Because chiffon is so light, sometimes you can see through the different layers of fabric. Then remember to draw the hem of the back of your skirt, so the waist will be different in the back sometimes. The legs will be a little bit visible as well, depending on the color of the fabric that you choose. You might want to color them first or color the shoes before the whole outfit, so it is important to draw them clear underneath the skirt. Now it is time to color our fashion design, and we're going to start with the skin. First the face, then the neck. As you can see, I chose a pale skin color that I'm going to darken a bit by just passing a few times on the same place to create like a little bit of shadow. I like to do this at least 3 times if it is a light color. I do the arms as well, and I always try to keep that playful shadow under the breast, under the armpits, and opposite to the elbow or around the neck. I will color the legs too, because it is fundamental that we make people understand that this is a lightweight fabric, so delicate and thin that you can almost see through the different layers. You don't have to color them all, just make like a few strokes on the legs with the color scheme that you're using. You can leave some empty spaces on the edges, for example. Now to color the dress, we're going to follow the same steps. We will first color the layers that are underneath the skirt. As you can see here, I am using a bright pink for my under the skirt layer. And for the top layers, I am going to choose a nice lilac. And you can start by making like fast strokes, always from waist to hem, without arriving completely to the hem, so the color kind of fades out a little bit in that last part. Do the same with the darker color, so you can do the next layer. Here I start by doing the little ruffles on the waistline, and then I go down with the marker, letting it fade just before arriving to the hem. You will notice it gets darker on the hips, and that's fine because the layers of material are close together there. I go again with the pink we used before, and this time from hem to the waist, always leaving like big gaps so you can actually see what's going on under the layers. I am going to just quickly color my shoes here with a nice purple. These are very high heels she's wearing. I always leave like a little white space so it looks like it's shiny, like that. And now this is the most important part of the drawing, is coloring the hem. We have to be careful choosing the right light color that can shade easily with the rest of the layers of the skirt. So I'm using the light again. And see how I draw the hem with a thick nib, making soft curvy strokes so it looks almost like it is a cloud. I am not just making the front hem, but the back hem as well, because the fabric is so light that you can see the whole diameter flowing. And once you decide which one is your back hem, you pass the marker again from bottom to top, making short and sharp strokes in those empty gaps we left before. With a darker color, we will just accentuate those waves and ruffles coming from the waist again. Now I'm going to use some fine lines on my drawing with a black artist pen. It will give more definition to certain parts of the body, like the legs, or even to highlight details like the shoes, for example. But once you are happy with those details, you can go back with darker tones, for example, following always the same method we did before. Remember, a nice curvy hem and then soft strokes going up, always leaving some gaps that you can use later to fill with other tones of pink or light purple, even other colors if you want to be adventurous. I'm just going to continue with pink and purple here. To add a little extra something, I like to pass with the fine nib of my marker and make different curvy hem lines. So it looks like the layers move differently, creating many flowing hems, just like this. Now we will color the top of the dress, and this is a simple process because all our layers are stuck together. So basically there is not much transparency to play, only ruched fabric that are coming from one seam and going to the back of the neck. So we will just color vertical lines with at least 2 color tones, let's say, and leaving some gaps between them so it is clear to see the folds that are created there. I am going to do the lips now that I'm here and maybe give her a little bit of a makeup session with the same color, and I'll give her a dark blonde flowing hair that I like to do in a very rapid, sketchy way. Just some wavy lines in 2 different tones, darker next to the head where the hair grows. And I'll make some green earrings to have a little bit of contrast to the outfit. Now we're back to the fine lines again. Don't hold your breath. I know it seems like a long process, but believe me, it is worth it. Because the fine liners help a lot to bring your design to life, especially if you dedicate more time to it and choose the right nibs. I always have a 0.05 thickness for drawing things like eyelashes or hair or eyebrows or lips, Just have to be extra careful with those with the small details. And you repeat the same process with the dress and the parts of the body you want to highlight in black with these fine lines. Don't pass it everywhere because otherwise it would look too flat. You want to leave some areas still with pencil mark. Just try to find like a balance. You can always go back with the markers again. If you're not happy with the shadows, you can always go back and do those again. With the skirt, you can use a thicker fine liner or like a marker, like a black marker to do the folds. Always remembering that upside down U shape that we made in the beginning. And same thing for the top with that V shape near the waist. So you're basically going to repeat the same pencil marks with it before, but this time with the black marker or the fine liners. Same with the curvy hem. Just pass it a few times, just how we did it with the color. And now I'm going to finish my skirt with an even darker color because I feel like it needs it, like a violet, like a very dark purple to give it that extra punch of saturation on the fabric. I'm gonna add just a little bit of white here and there where I want to create like a little bit of sparkly, shiny effect. And yeah, this is it. The finished drawing of a flowing chiffon dress. So I hope you guys like it and you can try it at home. And Hattie, let me know how it went if you do the drawing. And to all of you, please don't forget to share my content if you like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching and see you next time.